So tell me about everything. So just in case people don't know who you are, you've obviously become one of my mods. You're very, very present in my chat. If somebody here has been seeing Erezebeta in our chat forever and ever, now you can place the face to the name. This is she.
The Cube.
We call her the Cube sometimes. Probably a lot of other things. In love. So give the peoples here a little bit of a rundown of what your content is like.
So I'm Erezebeta, but just call me Beta. I'm seriously actually considering rebranding my name.
Really?
Nobody can ever spell it. I mean, you guys can because you guys know me really well.
Yeah.
Hey, I got it on the first try when we first met you.
You did, but most people don't. And I'm wondering if that's a hindrance for me. Might be. Gotta look into that.
I can see that.
But yeah, I'm a full-time content creator. I stream horror games mostly, but also any game that I control my friends in, I do quite enjoy. Did I say I'm a cosplayer? I don't know.
I don't
I'm a
think
cosplayer,
so, but
I do cosplays as well. I don't know. My content's just designed to be chill and funny. I just want to make people laugh. That's my goal. And outside of that, I'm the CEO of Pause Your Game. I also work with 1,000 Dreams Fund on their dream team. And I'm working on a cookbook with another creator on Twitch. So yeah, that's about it.
is that one that you can spell the T on? No, we know a little bit of T on it. But I don't know. I haven't thought about that in a minute.
I would hold off on that.
Okay.
There's a couple projects that I'm currently working on that I'm not giving out a ton of information because, well, one, I won't ever be able to. Two, the other project, like the cookbook, it's more of just like, it's hard for me and my partner in it to like actually get to work on it because we work as full-time content creators.
Yeah.
So until it's in a place where we're ready to announce, I'm gonna.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I'm personally very, very excited about it because both you and said other content creator are two of the first people that I like truly connected with on Twitch as a platform. So I'm very, very excited for both of you.
Yay. Yeah, no, I was really excited because like I wanted an artist. I went on Twitter, which by the way, if you ever want a lot of engagement on your tweets, just say you're looking for an artist.
True.
And the people that were sending me work, none of it felt right. And I was actually hoping that that person was going to reply to my tweet and they didn't. So like 2 days later, I just decided, I'm just going to reach out to them and be like, hey, look, you'd really be the dream person that I want to work with. And they said, oh my God, I wanted to reply to this, but I was too nervous because there were so many other artists applying. And I was like, great, let's pair up.
Yeah. Aw. That's sweet though.
Yeah.
I love all the usernames that Fenois is putting in the chat. Beta Chad 69.
I'm seeing those. Still don't have an Eevee Beta 69. I technically do have an Eevee now.
Do you?
I was very stoned one night on gummies. I took like 4 gummies and Bunny's like, let's trade Eevee. But there's also a bunch of other Pokemon that you can like evolve by trading them.
Yeah.
And so I'm evolving all of her Pokemon too. And I'm just so incredibly high that it probably took like an hour to do a very simple task.
That should just be your new Twitch name, Beta 42069.
Beta 42069. I mean,
it's easy to say.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea.
I know, I wasn't joking. It's easy to say and it's very relatable. I don't know what else to say about your brand.
It's like Beta 90210, Beta 42069. It just has the same sort of flow.
And if you
I
get
don't
it,
hate it.
right? And if you get it, you get it. Like, and
exactly.
if you just think it's a number, then you just think it's a number.
Right. It just seems like.
And not just that, but like I think it would be a good precursor to brands not trying to neuter my content because you should know what you're getting into.
It's true.
And with that segue, can we talk about the game where you can be the ultimate troll? I've actually grown to like it more than I used to in the beginning. But we don't have to talk about it a lot if you don't want to, because I know it's like the end of the event and everything. But I wanted to talk about everything you've accomplished with Pause Your Game, since you've been concentrating on playing like the ultimate troll game for like 3 weeks, a month. I don't even know how long it's been.
A while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. If anybody's wondering, we're talking about First Class Trouble, which is, again, the ultimate way to troll your friends. I don't know. It's grown on me. I actually didn't like it in the beginning. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I kind of ruined your experience because, like, you and I got into a room and you're like, why does it say sabotage? And I just ran off saying, Erin, no.
Your mic is not having how much you're yelling right now, by the way.
Oh, it's Discord.
Yeah. So you have to yell that again, but not so loud.
Erin's a personoid.
Literally, I made a mistake.
Erin!
Yeah.
Get her! And she got so pissed. And, like, in all fairness, I get that. I like to ruin games for the first time for people.
Oh, hi Val. How are you doing? Yeah, I was really sad. I really was. And because I truly didn't know. And I don't think you knew that I didn't know. Or else you probably would have been like, "Oh crap!" Like,
I think
well,
if I
know that you're a
stopped
personoid.
for a second and thought about it, I'd be like, she has to not know. But like, what do you do in that situation? Because it's like, I know you're the personoid. I mean, in all fairness, we should have just probably like insta wrapped up that game and started again and so forth. But we did it.
And then I think that I just like pouted. I was just like, fine, kill me. I don't give a shit. And then everybody felt terrible about it. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, my hands are tied. Y'all know I'm a personoid. So kill me then. Like, I didn't know what else to do. Like, how do you politely pout and be like, no, just kill me. I'm dead ass serious. You know I'm a personoid. Kill me. Like,
yeah. No, that's fair.
But honestly, I do have a lot more fun playing it now. I'm the type of personoid that just plays it literally really, really, really safe until the last minute. And I get everybody else killed because I'm just not sus.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I play the game, whereas a lot of other people just choose violence very quickly. But I wanted more so than the game, obviously. I wanted to talk about everything y'all accomplished for PYG with that, all of those things involved.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, PYG, Pause Your Game, has been around 3 going on 4 years. And the founder, Josh, and I actually met because Pause Your Game had posted this hit piece about my shelter that I used to work at on Twitter, and it was inaccurate information, and I was like, take it down. And I got into a fight with Kimmy. Didn't know it was Kimmy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh was stepping in and stuff, and I was standing my ground. It was incorrect information. It felt like, you know, that these were people that had like really good intentions, but necessarily didn't have hands-on experience that would know like how the Department of Health works, how euthanasia decisions are made like that. And anyway, it was one of the first times that when I went into a private DM with Josh, that someone admitted that they were wrong and said they were going to change the verbiage that they were using, like kill shelters and things like that. And I was like, oh, wow. Kind of rare.
Yeah.
Especially like on Twitter, I feel like. Like, I feel like when people get into a fight on Twitter, they will go and take that opinion or that stance to their death. But no, they actually admitted, you know, that it wasn't accurate. So I got involved with them, and I got you involved with them when we joined their stream team in like January of 2021.
Yes. Yep.
And then in June, I was working a little bit more closely with Josh at the time. We were talking about working on media stuff, and I was going to help with that. And then in June 2021, you know, Josh realized, hey, I created this organization. It's a great idea. I'm not a leadership type. I'm not the person to execute these things. He's an ideas person. So like he'll have tons of great ideas of what he wants to do and programs we want to launch, but he doesn't know how to actually like sit down and execute them.
Yeah.
So it was a very long month of working with his board and applying and having to write up a huge ass business proposal that ended up being useless in the end.
I remember how much
regardless-
time you put into that. You literally busted your ass over that.
I did. It was literally, I had to take off almost an entire month of streaming to do it. And it was just nonstop working. I can't tell you how many times I pooed in the month of June. Like I would be on a meeting and I'd have to go mute to go shit because I was stressing so much. Like it was bad.
And welcome in, Wolfpack. Hello.
Welcome in. But yeah, so we got that settled, and then we had this opportunity come up to go to LandFest in Las Vegas. It was a United by Charity, so it was a Battle for Charity, United by Play, and it was 6 charities that were all going to be competing in Valorant, which I had never played before, and we were going to basically try and all fundraise, and then the pot was going to be evenly distributed amongst all the charities. And for someone who'd only played the game 4 times, like say I'm an esports champion.
It sits on your desk, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Because I found it again.
I love that. I love that for you.
So yeah, and I remember there was a few things about that day that I hated. One, I chose these Beetlejuice pants that
They were cute.
on camera, the size of my ass was just like, and
Nothing wrong.
I wore a sports bra. Like I didn't really do a lot because I thought, okay, we'll be on stage like once, we'll lose, maybe twice. No, we won every round.
Of course.
I had to like, oh my God. I was just like, why, man?
And thank you for your follow, Wolfpack. We're having a lovely day. We do something different, just in case anybody is here that's new. I don't want to interrupt you, but just in case there's anybody still here who is new, on Fridays I like to chat with my streamer friends. Today's chat guest is Erezebeta. We like to Acco talk about it. And so yeah, we're chatting for another 40 minutes or so, just in case anybody was lost and they're like, where's the music? Hello. Fridays I started talking with my streamer friends, but yeah, the trophy is it was unexpected, I think, from you and everybody else on your team. Like,
also, it's funny because I know Trish jokes about this looking like a dick. I also made that joke.
and Fen said it
You
too.
made the joke
Possibly.
first, and I never let it go.
I possibly made the joke in front of a lot of important people. And I really wish that I could just be, I feel like, what's his name? CK Lewis or whatever? Like, why is it that white men comedians can say anything and get away with it? And
Yeah.
I make a crude joke and get looked at like I'm a trash panda.
Of course. That's just how it is. How dare something even a little bit edgy or, heaven forbid, nasty come out of an innocent white girl's mouth? Like, what? Why?
Yeah, if you don't like Sarah Silverman, you're not going to like my content.
That's true. That's true. I think she's nastier than you. I'm not going to lie. I like her content, but I do think she's nastier than you.
Well, I try to keep it to a certain...
Veda is more tongue-in-cheek, and Sarah Silverman is just in your face.
Yeah.
Blah.
I will say I
Yeah.
like Sarah Silverman's, like, I haven't listened to her podcast, but I love that she takes out minutes of it and puts it on her Instagram, because that's how I've actually been exposed to it. And I actually really like that she does that. Like, and they're not nasty. They're just very like factual. But it's usually about some sort of explicit content. But like, even so, like you keep it a little bit classy. Not that there's anything wrong with being nasty. You tend to keep it classy. Unladylike, Jen says.
I'm adorkable. That's my new favorite term. Adorkable.
You are, absolutely. Well, I think anybody who opens up Pokemon packs for sub goals, that's under the umbrella of a dorkable. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I love it though.
I'm seriously stressing out though because I started to reorganize my cards by gens and number, and I think that was a terrible fucking idea.
But that should make it easier because there's only one definitive way to do that versus every Pokemon has like 2 different types now.
Yeah,
And
but
so
then
how do you
on the same time,
prioritize?
I keep all the different cards of different varying pictures. And then on top of that, I have to use the Pokedex online and go through and like I have to have at least 1,000 cards at this point.
Yikes. That is a lot. That is a lot.
Maybe not.
That's still
That might be
a whole lot right now. I wouldn't ever want to have 1,000 cards of anything, but then have to reorganize them from scratch. That just sounds terrible to me.
It's a very relaxing thing I like to do on my Tuesday mornings, but I'm stressing now. Like it's actually something that's stressing me out.
Yeah,
Anyway, moving on.
That's not good. But
What's your next question? Oh, you wanted to know about this event. Anyway,
do,
when we
I
came
do.
back, when we won, we had been in talk with Resonance, who's the community manager for Versus Evil, about potentially doing a collaboration. The day we won, we found out that it was approved, that they were going to use all of their heralds for it. So I think winning did help, because it was right when we had probably our 15 minutes of fame. And yeah, literally came back from Vegas, died of COVID. And then we just started working on it. We started designing the concepts for the vectors that were going to be the masks. We started working on the graphics, started organizing how we were going to do a layout. And yeah, it became a 2-week-long fundraiser that our initial goal was for 7,000. That was so that 5,000 could go to Anderson Humane Society, who's trying to build a mobile vet clinic, a low-cost mobile vet clinic. And then the other 2,000 was just going to cover the Tiltify cost. Because if you didn't know this, Tiltify charges nonprofits to be on the platform.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that. So if there's anything else you want to talk about with that, like, be my guest. People
it's
do
not
not
cheap.
realize it's not cheap. And honestly, I know that they have to charge. I know it can't be free, but $2,000 is a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, let me clarify. $2,000 paid for this one event.
Right. It's not
So
like a
if we-
year of service.
So
It's-
when we go to do our next event, we have to put in an additional $4,000 to do any more events. But for the additional $4,000, we get unlimited events. But that is now $6,000 that we have to cover to do these events. So it's a huge investment. And then on top of that, every single transaction that you do on Tiltify, they take 5%.
Ugh.
So we're actually working on today a graph. Well, my team's working on it, a graph that's going to kind of clearly show, because we did more than 7,000. We did 17,000.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. The fact that y'all just blew through the
That
goal.
deserves an air horn.
It does deserve an air horn.
It was insane. Oh, bye, Wolfpack.
Oh, yes. Bye, Wolfpack. And welcome in Uncle Scar and Zap. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, it was so we hit 17,000. So right now what we're working on is we're probably Versus Evil is giving us 2.5k
Wow.
for hitting over 15.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to add that to the 10,000 that we're going to give to Anderson Humane now, because we doubled. So we're probably giving about 12.5k to Anderson Humane. Wow. And then we have to do the math to figure out how much the total Tiltify costs were, and we're going to put that on the pie chart because we want to be transparent.
Yeah.
And then the remaining amount is going to launch our foster assistance program.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love that you are willing to share exactly where the money is going, because I have done too many events where my community doesn't know where their money is going. And so in the beginning of PYG, we both did a couple fundraisers where we weren't entirely sure where the money was going. We knew that it was for a good cause, obviously. But once you got super involved, I loved that you were kind of trying to take it on, like just fucking full storm. And you're like, no, I need to know exactly what this is doing, because animal welfare at the end of the day is what it's about. You don't want to be like Erezebeta, CEO. Like, no, you care about the animals. I feel like you do not I mean, of course you give a shit, but you do not give a shit about yourself when it comes to this. It is literally about the animals, and they needed desperately somebody like you to come in and be transparent because they weren't as good at that before you got involved.
Yeah. And there's 3 of us that are on staff. Well, 4 of us. Technically, Josh is a part of the staff, but Josh is an unpaid staff, technically. There are 3 of us that are paid. We're not paid from any of the fundraising funds. We the way that we get paid is actually through a small business loan that Josh took out himself. And we get a weekly stipend. We all 3 of us make the same. It's a very small stipend so that it can last as long as possible. But it's and yeah, we're all making, because essentially the way I viewed it was I may have more stress or pressure based on my position, but sometimes Amber's going to have a ton more physical, graphical work to do. And Kimmy pretty much always has to be on socials plus managing the stream team. So like if there wasn't one of us, it would kind of all collapse. So at the end of the day, it just made the most sense for all of us to just be at the same.
Yeah, because I know that was not the case for a while, and that's a whole lot of tea that we do not need to go into, because that, y'all, behind the scenes of any organization is a messy mess. If anybody else in the chat works behind the scenes of an organization like this, it is a messy mess. I have also been a part of things like this from the back end, and it's a really interesting perspective. It teaches you a lot, but it does teach you that being transparent at the end of the day is one of the biggest things you need to be able to do. And if an organization that you're working with is not willing to be transparent, which I'm kind of dealing with my own personal version of this right now, it's a big red flag. It's a huge, big red flag. And it's never a good position to be put in. And also, Sean, thank you so much for your 13 months. We have a 4-month-old.
Yeah, it's complicated because, especially in the nonprofit realm, it's difficult because, determining volunteer versus employees versus directors, like all of these different types of things. So at the end of the day, if you're looking to start anything like that, get a lawyer. That's what we did. It's honestly the simplest way to figure it out, to navigate the space. And you have to figure it out. You have to find funding. That's one of the scariest things about being a part of PYG, as it would be with any business or nonprofit, is most die out in the first 5 years because they didn't have enough startup capital.
Yeah.
So that's why we struggle. It's the same, if you don't have $100,000 to start a business, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard because you have to plan for basically anything. I mean, you never know. We're in 2020 part 3 now. Things can happen. Lockdowns can happen. Yeah. Basically, there's anyway. That's all the nonprofit stuff.
But I love that you guys raised so much. You said 17,000.
Yes.
And how many streamers did the event? A lot. Your mic's not on.
A lot. It's because I sneezed.
A lot.
Yeah, no.
I don't know either.
It's look, I make the things happen. Don't ask me for specifics.
You were the one overseeing a lot of these things, so that's totally fair. Kimmy would probably know exactly how many people did, but either way, it was a whole lot of people. There's Kimmy. It's like she heard us. How dare? Hi, Kimmy. So over 50. I was gonna say somewhere between 30 and 50, but over 50. That is incredible. And I was really sad that I couldn't be a part of it because I had committed to another event like months prior. And I felt terrible because you gave me the heads up before it was even not official. It was official, but not announced. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I already committed to the Wave-A event. Like in January, I committed to it. And so I'm excited to be a part of whatever the next version of the next event is.
Yeah, we were planning. And also, in all fairness, I know that I've recruited several musicians to PYG, but I think our next one is going to be another game sponsored one. but we're gonna make it a lot easier because I don't know if everyone knew that they were kind of committing to like a lot of First Class Trouble streams.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when I signed up with my availability.
That's fair. Yeah.
So we want to kind of make it more specific and work more one-on-one with just maybe a couple of the ambassadors that would actually be interested in doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And just not make it as big of a thing.
Yeah, because it was polarizing for musicians. I do not stream games anymore.
No.
For a lot of reasons, and you're actually one of the reasons that I don't stream games anymore. Wow, that sounded really terrible. But
I remember when you and I had a conversation in January of 2021.
Yeah. And I was going to say, we'll get into this. That's some tea right there, actually. Because it was affecting me, and it was affecting me mentally, and it was affecting me literally on Twitch. And so I don't stream games anymore as a rule. Even doing like these chat sessions is risky, but it's something that mentally I needed to do. And kind of take a chunk out of my, I don't know, I get really bogged down by routine. I do need routine, but I also need change. And so I think that when we had that conversation and I did stop streaming games, I needed that at the time, but that was a whole year, 14 months ago, now anyway. And so it was kind of polarizing because I think Kimmy is the one who DM'd me about being a part of it. And I was like, well, first of all, I'm doing one already that week. Second of all, I literally don't stream games. And if that's a problem, then you know what I mean? So I love that for all of you. That isn't sarcasm. I do love that for all of you, but it was something that I couldn't literally take part of. So I am looking forward to being able to take part again, and let it settle well with my brand as well, Yeah. Because not everybody's brand is First Class Trouble either,
I just want to interject real quick and say that last year anyway, when the two of you did a PYG stream together, I think it was for PYG.
The marathon.
And the both of you playing Dead by Daylight blindfolded, and you were doing it as Gaga. Erin was doing it as Gaga. Just that still goes down as just like one of my favorite streaming moments.
Gaga.
Oh, that's right. You were Gaga too. Oh my God. I totally forgot about that.
Oh my Gaga.
Yeah. Oh my Gaga. But like the two of you playing DBD blindfolded was just that was a charitable moment in and of itself.
It was very giving to literally the charity as well as
It was fun.
I think that wasn't for PYG though. That was actually for the Trevor Project.
Really?
No. Trevor Project, I sang.
Yeah.
Trevor Project, I was Brittany, and you were.
Oh,
Gaga.
yeah. You're right. Yeah. So it was PYG then. It must have been.
Yeah.
That was a fun. So we did an 8-hour charity stream, and was yours 8 hour? Or was just mine 8 hour?
Yours was 8 hour because you did music first. Because you had changed to just music. So you went from music to then joining me at like 6.
Yeah.
And we were playing Dead by Daylight, I guess.
Yeah, it was DBD, and we straight up, Trish left and made dinner. I ate dinner on screen, literally ate a whole ass piece of baked salmon with vegetables on screen. I just pushed my stuff in and had like a little table here, and I ate dinner on screen with everybody. And then we played DBD, and that blindfold, that was fun. That might be the last time I streamed games, actually, was that day. It really might be. But that's a good way for me to compromise. If I'm going to do an 8-hour stream, certainly everybody here knows I ain't got the spoons for that. That would probably result in me taking 4 days off from doing literally nothing. But yeah, Beta and I had a conversation, like you said, in January 2021, which was ironic because it was like at the same time as joining Pause Your Game.
Yeah.
And I have a huge issue. I don't get imposter syndrome very often, but when I do, it's because of stream spaces. And so Beta and I had already been talking about this, and unbeknownst to you, Beta, Trish and I had been talking about it as well. I got a spoon check, but there's no spoons on screen. So I'm going to verbally say, I actually feel really good today, and thank you for the spoon check, Juggalo. I'll get rid of a spoon, and I'll show it on the other screen. But yeah, unbeknownst to Beta, Trish and I had been talking about it for weeks. And I was like, listen, when I notice that there's a literal drop off happening between music streams and game streams, I will stop doing game streams. And then literally within a couple weeks of us having that conversation, Beta was like, so like, I don't remember exactly what you said. You're like, I think
said,
you should
why
be...
the fuck are you streaming Dead by Daylight? You have doubled the viewership in music. You make more money in music.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you burying yourself in this category that at the time that was my main game?
Yeah.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I have been trying to be funny enough in this fucking game for 2 years. And it ain't happening. Like, the people that are really soaring in that category are ones that are creating YouTube channels, doing tutorials.
Yeah.
They're either creating really funny content on YouTube or they're making great tutorials. Very rarely are you going to find a lot of the bigger Dead by Daylight streamers that don't have to do that are the ones that started playing the game when it first came out.
Yeah, like 6 years ago. Or what was it, 6 years? What year did it come out? 6 years ago, I think. And hi, Addie Man, welcome in.
And like when I joined the category, when I started streaming Dead by Daylight, it was around 10,000 viewers. And now I think it's around 30 to 40,000.
Yeah.
And so if you can imagine triple the amount of viewers, then you got to imagine triple, if not quadruple the amount of streamers in that category now.
And honestly, a lot of the streamers that I followed in my time streaming DBD, because you just end up rating a lot of people who are also playing DBD, a lot of them have moved on. And now they more identify as variety streamer. But at the time, a year ago, they were a DBD streamer. I actually only follow and actually pay attention still to one person who pretty much sticks to DBD, and it's Ghost Arcade. But I don't know if anybody in the chat knows Ghost Arcade, but he also does this gimmick where he watches ghost hunting YouTube videos, and like the chat and him just watch it and they react to it. So he has a separate gimmick that keeps his shit fresh, and it's not just DBD. It's not just, teabagging all over the place, which, I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's great, but it's not, at the end of the day, that's not gonna get you very far at this point, 6 years into the game. But yeah, my viewership was I wouldn't say it was double, but it was almost to that point where like it was very clearly offset. It was like 10 to 15 people less when I was gaming, and people would be like, "Oh, I'm glad that you're here. I'll lurk, but like this isn't my thing." And so and that's okay. Like, I understand that some people just aren't going to watch horror games. I'm the opposite. Yeah. I will come to hang out with the person if I've decided that I like you, and also I love horror games. Anything else, I'm probably just gonna lurk. And that's true. You actually know that's true firsthand. But I actually do like First Class Trouble now. But like, if you're playing Apex or something, I'm like, I don't get it, but I love you, so I'm listening. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just not my bag. I will sit there and watch horror games though, all day, every day, every single horror game. I loved watching you play Blair Witch. Which, by the way, did you finish?
Totally.
You did?
Did you not see the eye roll when she did that? I feel like she did.
Totally, I totally finished it.
Wait, are you lying? Okay, so she didn't finish. Okay, I'm like, there's no way you finished that because I would have seen it happen.
This is why it's enjoyable
watching
Beta play First Class Trouble.
But I'm still always lurking, even if I don't say anything. Okay, here's the thing: is that even if I don't say anything, your stream is open.
The house was cool. It had rooms.
Okay.
My dog lived.
Did you really finish the game?
Totally.
I think you're a bag of lying right now.
Dude, that game gave me so much effing anxiety. I watched how it ended on YouTube and uninstalled it.
There's multiple endings, isn't there?
How dare!
Yeah, I watched all of them. They're lame.
Yeah. In fairness, we only got through it because I sat there with the guide open while Erin played.
Yeah.
That's how we used to stream horror games, was I resumed my role as a, 5-year-old with my brother with a game guide, and Erin played.
No,
a bag of wine.
So I'll be honest, I suffer from anxiety. There are certain games that trigger it more than others.
And that was one of them.
And that was one of them. Yeah. And one of the things and that's really tough because most people just think I'm lazy or I'm bored. No, yeesh, I got ADHD, OCD, and bad generalized anxiety. Like, no. When I play horror games, Summer 58 is a perfect example. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't die. The whole point of the game is to just figure out the story, have a good time, and get scared. That's what I want. Any game where there's like a penalty in a horror game, it's too much for me. And also, it breaks the immersion. Yeah. It's part of the reason why Dead by Daylight, everyone says, oh, Dead by Daylight's not scary anymore. Well, it's not scary because after you've played it a certain point, it's not, one, the same things aren't going to scare you. Mm-hmm. And two, you're now more focused on winning. So,
and hi Chewy and hi Krista.
Hi Krista.
All of us like Krista.
Did I hear a bag of wine?
No, I said I think I called you a bag of lies. I hear a bag of lies is what I said, which makes literally no sense. I have no idea what that even means, to be honest. It's just I'm having like a bad brain to mouth day. Like my brain is moving at a normal pace, but my mouth isn't repeating the things right. It's not translating right. Whatever that means. See, it's not even coming out right in that way. Like I'm just having a bad verbal day, I think. Grooves into chat. Hi, Arma.
I have a question, speaking of horror games.
Yeah.
So in May, when Evil Dead the game comes out, it's cross-platform as well. So can we like all play that?
Totally.
I don't see why not.
I mean, I'll even sit here with it so I can, play.
I mean, Erin always has a space.
I do.
On my channel.
I have permashoddy.
Okay.
And Trasha also always has a space. Bunny and I are working on a collab for something that we might be talking about soon.
Yay.
But yeah, I definitely like, I'm not gonna lie, like to a certain degree, it's really tough. Not only just talking to chat, talking to myself or anything like that. I just genuinely have a lot more fun when there's someone there to talk to. Mm-hmm.
Listen,
and to ask if they're into fitness.
You and Bunny playing RDO was that was like pinnacle premium. I had to put my hand in the screen. It was premium content right there.
Yeah, it was good content.
Well, we have some plans coming up.
Yeah, no, that was great.
That hurt so bad. Although I love the clips, it's just like when you ugly laugh, it's like
you were ugly laughing. Yeah.
Oh.
And like we're always because of like how I've changed my schedule and how you've bumped your time up. We're eating dinner a lot of the time when you are on.
But we have the other laptop propped up on another table at the kitchen table.
Literally, you are on the table next to the kitchen table with us eating.
Aww.
And so that's why I say, even if we aren't typing, you are literally open and we are listening and lurking.
You should have seen me finish Blair Witch. I don't say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game, it was really stressful. And it's probably my least. It was a beautiful game. I thought it was really beautiful looking. But at the same time, it was really stressful. And it took us, I think when I looked back, I think it was 10 to 12 hours is what I said. And that was a long time. I died repeatedly in one spot. Like
you had to have died a lot. That game.
I did.
5 hours.
You didn't finish it, ma'am.
I digress.
Anyway,
I will say that I really am sad that I can't prioritize more time to play with you. When I tell you I want to play, I really do. But you also know that I'm like fighting my own self. Like I want to play all the things with you.
Well, it's tough because Fridays got shifted.
Yeah.
So we overlap on Fridays now.
Yeah.
Mondays tend to be a pretty big stream day for you.
Yeah.
So that's taking a lot of spoons. Plus it's the beginning of your week and usually I don't remember the last time you haven't had a meeting or calls or laundry or a birthday or a rehearsal or
neither do we.
Yeah, like so it's tough. I mean, with everything that I have going on, there are periods of time where I realize, except for streaming, I'm not getting to actually game.
Yeah.
And like, I was really into Pokemon Arceus for a while, and then I got to this like frozen area, and for some reason the aesthetic is just not doing it for me, and I got bored, and I haven't been playing, which I should just rush through it. But I'm like, how many times am I gonna have to throw bomb bags? Stupid thing. So like, it's weird. You kind of go through these phases, and I think that's totally normal and totally okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm right now, for my mental health, one of the things, because I was spiraling bad yesterday, I had a not so great interaction right at the start of my stream yesterday when I was supposed to be on front page. Front page, of course, was unreliable, and I had about the same amount of people as I normally would, if not give or take 10 viewers.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then with knowing I was going to be on front page again today for a different charity, this is like another stream that I'm doing, a totally different thing, other incentives, things like that. To which, by the way, they are going to be made up as we go.
Today.
We're YOLOing it. I'm just gonna make shit up on the fly.
It's fine.
Which might be great.
I was gonna say that's usually pretty fun though.
Yeah.
But like, with that being said, you know, I found myself really spiraling last night, and the only thing that kind of got me through it was realizing normally when this happens, I disappear for like a week. Like, I'll get sick, something will happen, I'll have to take time, and I get forced by my body to take time to myself.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to plan for either at the end of April or the beginning of May, a 3-day weekend for myself that's got to cost $3.99.
Free. Free for free.
I'm like, it might just be me taking my tent out of my basement and putting it in the backyard and going camping with Igor. And like setting up my hammock back there and just living in my backyard for 3 days.
Yes. Do nothing but read and play on your Switch. That's it.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty much, and I want to be away from my phone. I want to be away from my phone. I want to be away from my television. I have binged so much fucking TV lately. Because usually when I'm working on something, I'm listening to something because ADHD. And I want to be away from my computer. I want to be away from this chair. I want to be away from my phone. I actually even want to be away from my Switch.
Oh, that's good too.
Desperately just need to be out of my house, even if it's only in my backyard.
And that's how I get too. Once the weather clears up, I tend to not want to be in this room, because as much as I need this room to be my safe space, and like you said, the chair, I don't even have back problems, but the gaming chairs aren't meant to be used how I use them. So I don't want to spend time in this chair, because it literally, I just need to get out of this room, and I don't want to hate this room. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to start resenting the room. Like, I don't want a mic
in my face.
Yes. I don't want a camera in my face, and I don't want a mic in my face. Yes.
And with and knowing that after this charity stream, I have to start focusing on incentives to help fundraise for myself. The last few months have been really rough financially, and if you don't know me, then I've been struggling to get a refinance. I have to put in quite a bit of money to do some repairs before I can even go through that process. And Bunny, who I'm friends with, she brought up a good point. I haven't had a dishwasher in over a year. And because of that, I'm constantly battling dishes because I can only afford to cook at home. And it just prevents me from getting to the other things that I need to work on. So she's like, even though that's not something that goes towards the refinance, you should probably prioritize that first.
Yeah, because it's mental and physical health that is affected by having a full sink of dishes constantly. Like, literally fucking constantly. I understand. Ate cereal out of a margarita glass. You sound like us. Like, I understand this to my core, and because Trish is the main person who cooks in our house, I try to help, but I try to do the dishes as much as I can, but then she still gets to it before me. Like, but there's always a full sink of dishes because we eat every meal at home, give or take.
And it's really, really fucking hard.
It
and
is.
Because I'm writing a cookbook, because I'm trying to make these reels, because I'm having to not only do the recipes once, I have to do them over and over again. Also, I'm going to be looking for people to test out some recipes soon.
Ooh.
But like, I have to do them over and over and over again. And it is just so many fucking dishes. So like, I need to focus on my financial situation probably for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, charity streaming is hard when you're a full-time content creator. It's a hard balance. It's a really hard balance.
But yeah, no. Oh, MFR. Yeah, no. I'm going to pretty soon I'll start listing out, because like I need to know like how it's written. Do you understand? What did you feel was off? Like, it needs to be written in a way. And because, all right, one piece of tea about the book is the cookbook is going to be written with the base recipe, and then what you would need to do to adjust it to make it gluten-free, what you need to adjust to make it dairy-free, and what you would need to adjust to make it vegan. It's because I'm a spoonie. I know I shouldn't eat some of the things I eat. Holy Batman, whole milk done do good with me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make it as inclusive as possible, because I mean, most people are suffering from something that they just cannot ingest.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for that, because if you wrote a cookbook that I literally couldn't cook anything from it, I'd be like, well, I'm going to buy it because I love you. But like, great.
It's sit on the shelf.
I can't use it, you know? And so that's hugely appreciated for anybody who's dealing with celiac or any type of sensitivity, like,
or inflammation, or just doesn't want, or ethical reasons.
Right.
Like, I just want to make it as inclusive as possible. I'm not making it a vegan cookbook because the vegans would come after me. But the idea, like, if you don't want to use meat, what substitutes you could use.
And I absolutely love that. No, Aerodactyl, that sounds awful. Ew. Oh my goodness. No corn. Isn't your mother allergic to corn?
Yes.
Question mark. Or is it sensitivity?
It's a sensitivity that she has to treat like an allergy. She won't go into anaphylactic shock, but it'll cause enough other issues to where it's like, just, you're allergic.
Hi, Duncan.
Yes. Hello, Duncan.
So you got 6 minutes left. You gonna ask me anything spicy?
Well,
we're being so tame.
We are being tame, because I don't want to put you on the spot with things that, because I know, here's the thing, is that I know like too much about you, and I actually have to play it safer with somebody I know too much about, because I already know about the things I can't ask you about, or that that are private. Whereas with somebody I don't really know, it's actually like, you don't have to pussyfoot around the things you already do know. It's just kind of,
that's true,
if that makes sense.
You can just be like, oh, I didn't know.
Right. Like, but now it's like, well, no, I totally do know. So, no, but I will say, like, I was concerned that you felt obligated to come and hang today, because first of all, on the first week, you were like, fuck you, Fen, for getting first. And then I was
seriously, fuck you, Fen.
And then the second week, I was like, okay, well, it's EBX day. So like, nobody was.
Yeah. But if anybody should have April Fool's Day for this, it's Beta.
The branding.
Let's be real. And I just want to point out too that I said this to Erin like less than 48 hours ago. Like, what if you cosplayed as Beta on Friday morning, like knowing damn well with what time were either of us gonna have? Like, I'm like, what if I like popped the lenses out of your old glasses and painted them red,
and then
like she has cat ear headphones back there.
I do have cat ear headphones from my mom, like, and then I have that pink wig, the mauve wig. And then I could have like desaturated my camera a little bit and like went low contrast.
I was just going to screenshot one of your BRB screens yesterday, like from full screen with Igor, and just send it to her so she could just like superimpose it into her background, because we have a green screen that attaches to the chair. But I'm like, well, what time are we going to do all this?
Erezebeta. Thank you for your follow, Spartan.
For your birthday, my plan on top of the other stuff was to go on my stream, cosplay as you, and sing Mean Girls.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But your birthday was
Yeah.
when I got COVID.
Well, you were traveling
It
too.
was right before you left.
I was traveling, and then when I got back, I
Mhm.
was dead.
Yeah.
And then I forgot. So maybe you'll forget.
was-
Maybe it'll happen next year.
I don't know many people's birthdays, but I think yours is stuck because of all the 8s.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, I will probably remember. Just because I don't know many people's birthdays, to be honest with you. But yours is gonna stick forever. Just 8, all the 8s, just infinity. Infinity. We put video games in honor. Yeah, video games, and we should do Prom Queen too. Those two.
I love Prom Queen.
Yeah, those two.
I won't be here to watch it, but
Yes.
So what are you going to play today?
Yeah. Tell us before we have just a few more minutes. Tell people, please, about what you're doing today on stream.
So today I'm going to, since one of the incentives for Pause Your Game was for me to do a solo Phasma stream,
Mm.
I'm going to do that today.
Oh, that's fun. I still like Ghost Exile better, but
I am not doing that solo.
that would be really, really scary.
That would be really hard.
Yeah, it'd be really hard and really scary. ASMR sesh.
No.
I would love that.
Yeah, like today, so we're going to do some solo Phasma. We're going to have Dixper. The starting goal is $100. I have a bunch of game keys. I bought the Humble Bundle Ukraine, We Stand With Ukraine
Yes.
deal, which was like 100 and something games for $40.
Oh, beautiful. That's amazing.
So I have a ton of games to give away. And then we're just gonna kind of, I don't know, make up shit as we go.
What?
It's literally gonna be like chat gets to craft what the incentives are as we go.
Honestly, that's not the worst idea. I know it's out of just desperation that you're here and not having other like incentives ready to go. But honestly, like chat loves being involved. Like I don't gotta tell you that. People love being involved. Honestly.
Something different. I'm tired of feeling like married to anything.
Yeah.
I don't like having to commit to one thing ever. So we're gonna try something different.
I was gonna say, hence the absolute need to try something different today.
Yes.
And yeah, polls too. We should actually I say we because I will be there eventually, but we should absolutely do polls. And you know what I mean? Like I won't be there soon, but I'll be there eventually.
Yeah,
and
because I'll be going probably till about 7.
Yeah, I figured because you're starting soon. If I'm on till 7, there's a problem. Because I ain't got the spoons today to be on till 7. But oh, thanks, Sean. And exactly, Juggalo. And by we I mean like as a community member of yours, we love being involved, and voting on like the community day games or movies or whatever. But what I wanted to ask you very quickly was, what are some of the games that were included in the Humble Bumble? Bumble? What's a Humble Bumble?
Sounds like a dating app.
Sounds like somebody's butt, but like in a very PG way.
Spyro.
Stop it.
Spyro's on there.
That's amazing.
A new Spyro game's on there. A bunch of games that when I looked them up, they were actually a pretty hefty price. Pretty new.
Nice.
And had very good reviews. So again, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, all right, guys, what's the next incentive? What's the next goal? Let's do it. Like, we're gonna figure it out.
And you know,
But
there's
on that
nothing wrong
note-
with that. Yeah, I was gonna say on that note, you need to go prep. You're going live at 4, yeah?
I gotta go live. I think a couple minutes more because I'm front page at 4. Front page, and we'll see if that actually.
Front page. Yeah, front page has been wonky for pretty much everybody I know who's gotten the opportunity lately. So
Front page,
hopefully-
let me put it this way. Unless if you are the first person in the carousel, you do not get the views. And by the way, it's a little scammy because essentially what you're getting is everyone that logs into twitch.tv.
Yeah.
That person is counting as a view, even if for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, rarely have I seen people get front page and seen growth from it.
Yeah. It's a whole different beast, and me and Fen actually talked about it for a while because he was in a program for 2 weeks, I think, on front page, and it's complicated. But all I know is that lately charity streamers, specifically for charity streams, have not been getting the viewership. So even though I'm going to be on, I'm going to say it right now. Please go lurk in Beta's stream. Please go have fun. Donate if you can. I will be there as soon as I can possibly be there. I plan to do music for a couple hours here, but I wish you all the best today.
Thank you.
And
I love you.
I love your face so much. And I do plan to catch the movie tomorrow in your community night.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally looking forward to it. Fresh is going to be dope. I've already seen it.
Oh.
I picked 2 movies that I saw while I was high on gummies. So I was like, oh, I could totally rewatch it because I forgot half.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, the charity for Beta today is 1000 Dreams Foundation.
Yeah.
And it's 1DF is you can Google either one of it, but yeah, once Beta's on, she will have all the linkage, music, interview more people, do Trish. Yeah, me and Trish should just do an Acco talk about it. That's every day.
We can. That's fine. I'll go in the other room with an extension of the camera.
All right.
The Acco trash show. All right. I love you.
I love you.
Bye,
I'll see you
guys.
soon. Bye.
Bye.